Well, we woke up to this poor bastard dead in the swimming pool. Swimming pool is probably a little gracious. Little kitty wading pool this morning. Um, so I got him out, but I feel like I need to. I still haven't figured a good way to drain this pool. I feel like I need to clean this water out. Either get rid of it or sanitize it somehow. I'm thinking maybe I put a little bleach in. Not real sure. Because I know bleach can kind of like mess up plastic and stuff, and I don't know how it's going to interact with this. This is a pretty small pool, so give me some suggestions, folks. If you got any ideas on a good way to sanitize a kiddie pool. Last time we tried to empty this thing, man, that was a mess. I was worried we were going to break the plastic because it was just so heavy, and we like tried dumping it. And, yeah, that was a pain. So give me some thoughts, some ideas. Yeah, on how you would go about doing that. Should we do a quick little tour while we're out here? All right. So I was not very smart. I brought my houseplants outside to give them some sunlight, and it was my intention to like have them out for a few hours, bring them back in, do that sort of thing to properly acclimate them, and then I forgot about it, and they are quite sunburnt or sun damaged. I'm hoping they recover. At this point, I don't know if I'm better off bringing them in or I don't know. I'm just leaving them out. This one doesn't look as bad. Actually, this one looks pretty okay. I can't remember if I had this on the last time I did an update, but we got a lemon tree, a little Meyer lemon tree. It's quite small, but it seems to be doing pretty well. Garden's a mess right now, but that's fine. We've got a little patio area that we've got pretty nice with some citronella plants. Got a little outdoor speaker, actually a couple of them. Some more citronella and marigolds and, mosquito-hating plants, or plants that mosquitoes hate. I planted just some flowers here, just like some pollinators. I think it's like some butterfly weed and columbine, and I don't remember what else. Planted, there's another little speaker. And those work pretty good. Maybe I'll review those one of these days. Although I believe they're discontinued, so there might not be much point. But I planted, this is like our little pollinator area. The raspberry isn't growing as well as the blackberry is, but that's, I believe, because one, it's not in a raised bed, so it's kind of dealing with this sandy, clayish, sorry, not sandy, clay soil that we have here. But it's also, it's got hit by the hose and the dog, and I realized maybe it's not in the best of locations, so it's gotten damaged a little bit. But it recovered, and it seems to be doing all right now. Over here, I'm very excited. We've got some cool stuff popping up here. I ended up building another small garden bed with just some scrap wood that I had because I stumbled upon some quinoa seeds. And so from right here, that should be quinoa and some popcorn. And so even though we don't really eat a lot of either one, the popcorn I thought would definitely be fun, and the boy would be excited for something like that. And it's blue popcorn, or is it blue or black? Whatever, but it's like a dark colored popcorn, so I thought that was pretty cool. And quinoa, I really wanted to make sure we had some grains and some proteins. And so I'm gonna, and also is kind of curious to see how it grows, if it does well here. And then there's also some amaranth. And something I am super excited about is I finally got some peanuts sprouting. So this should be a Spanish peanut here. And I think that's another one coming up right there. So I'm very excited. And this is a pretty small bed that is clearly overcrowded, but I'll work that out later. I wasn't sure how any of those things would do, so here we go. And actually, I've planted peanuts multiple places, but these appear to be the only two that have come up. So I was actually, when I planted this, I was skeptical that they'd even germinate because the others didn't. So I'm excited. Of course, the super overcrowded small bed is where they germinate. And then here, we've got the green beans are doing really well, it looks like. And then this is a big box of potatoes. I don't know if you guys remember, if you saw the video when I first built this. The idea was that as the potatoes grow, you just add more soil and add more boards and kind of build it up until it gets to be this really deep, I don't know, I guess planter. And so we should have a lot of potatoes. It's a mixture of some red potatoes and purple potatoes. And we got some kind of ladybug-like creature there. And looks like we're even going to get some flowering. So these seem to be doing really well, which is awesome. And I'm going to add just a little bit more soil on top, just kind of top that off. And those will be all set. And here we've got some beans, 2 different types of corn, and some winter squash. I think it's winter squash. It's what is that? Butternut squash. And I think there's also a couple of sunflowers in there as well. Just kind of all thrown in here, so we should have a nice mixture of things. And a lot of this stuff is growing, so that's good. It's a mixture of some sweet corn and some blue, like corn, like that you'd make like flour out of, like a corn flour, blue corn flour. So that'll be cool. I love blue corn, like blue corn tortilla chips. That's my fave. What else have we got going on over here? Watermelons are looking good. Here is some ginger. I've got some other ginger, and it was really slow to grow, and it's still pretty slow going. But I basically just took ginger root and you just barely covered it with soil. You don't have to water it much, and it took a few weeks before I got some sprouting. But here's the other one. And so I got this coming up from my other ginger plant, and it looks like maybe it got a little sun damage as well, or actually it got I think it got hit or something happened to it. It got beat up a little bit, but I think it'll recover. It'll be fine. And then I planted some stevia here, and the package said it has a naturally low germination rate. So we'll see what happens with that. I planted that not too long ago, but it said right on the package that it's slow to germinate and it's a low germination rate. So I put all the seeds in this one pot, and we'll see what happens. These are the tomatillos. They're looking pretty good. Maybe not. What's going on with this leaf? What's going on with that? I'm just going to take it off. And that one. And there's borage. I've never planted borage before, but it's doing really well. That's just from seed, and I just kind of threw it on the ground, didn't give it a whole lot of care, and it's looking really nice and looks like it's about to flower. So I'm excited to see what that looks like and tastes like. They said the flowers are edible and taste like cucumber, so that should be pretty interesting in my opinion. What are these things called? Nasturtium or something like that. This is the first one to flower. These all came from seed, and they germinated really quickly, in my opinion, and they're looking really good. We've got some marigolds finally starting to germinate as well, or not germinate, flower. It's a mixture of, those are some cucumbers back there. We got some peppers, some cilantro. I also planted some cumin in here, but I'm not real sure what cumin looks like, and I don't know I don't know if it's coming up or not. Really don't. But yeah, I got some peppers, some herbs, some cucumbers. There's some garlic over here. Not overly impressed with the way it looks. And looks like some weeds as well. And then this is just some onions that sprouted in the kitchen. And I just stuck them in the ground in a few different places just to see what would happen. And look what I got here. So I was reading online that these are edible. So I guess maybe I'll cut this off and put it in something. I don't know what. It'd probably be really good in like some pasta or I don't know, whenever you'd use a green onion, I suppose. So I'll try that. And I don't know what's going on here. This is like our wild area where we planted a bunch of stuff, not really knowing or paying attention. And I just don't know. Here's a bunch of stuff here though. I do know that, I'm pretty sure anyways, that this is carrot. And I'm not sure how to tell when carrots are ready to be pulled, but I'm inclined to think that we might have some carrots there. And maybe I should just pull these bad boys up. I'm not real sure. Can you see like some little carrot there sticking out kind of the top? And apparently this is spinach that is sprouted, so I might as well just get rid of that. Or not sprouted, bolted. I planted some peas and potatoes back there, and it looks like the potatoes are actually just from the store. Like I just took some potatoes that we hadn't eaten yet, and they were starting to kind of sprout, and I just threw them on the ground. And that's what we got. And there's some peas back there as well, and it looks like the potatoes are completely drowning out the peas. And I don't... So according to an app, this is rutabaga, but I didn't plant rutabaga. So tell me what you think. Like, how do I have rutabaga? I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. Now this is the other place where I planted peanuts, and this is where I wanted them to really grow, but I don't think I see any. At first I thought that was a peanut, but I don't think it is. And I put some more spinach over here. There's a lot of thyme in here because I was told or read that thyme grows really well with strawberries. And look, strawberries they got runners going already. But not a whole lot of fruit. You guys need to be fruiting. I want strawberries. It's June. Give me some berries. Some more of these onions. And this one's even flowering. Look at that. And then here's another case of me not paying attention. I planted this pepper here, but I thought it was thyme. So I either mixed my seedlings up or mixed my I don't know what happened, but I very clearly, you could see the little pots. Like I put these here, but that was not my intention. And these are cayenne peppers, I believe. And from what I understand, they do not go well with strawberries. Apparently they were more likely to get some kind of disease, I can't remember what it is, to the strawberries by having peppers in close proximity. So I'm gonna dig them up and put them in a bucket and hope that they survive the transplant, because it would be nice to have some hot peppers. There's a sad little money tree that I brought out from inside, and this one I put in the shade, so hopefully it'll be okay. Some more borage, some more giant onions, and the tomatoes are looking good. I put these stakes in. I'm gonna tie them today. I picked up this elastic bands that I can use to stake these, and I think at least one of these already has. Yep, look at that. We got a little bit of fruit growing, so that's cool. And the basil seems to be doing well in the shade of the tomatoes. It tried to flower, a couple of them, and I cut those bad boys off real quick because once your basil flowers, it dies. And That's some bull. So, and here's some more carrots, I'm pretty sure. Oh, look at that, another caterpillar. Hopefully these caterpillars are friendly and aren't killing my plants, because I've seen a few of them. And yeah, some more borage about to flower. And I forgot what else is in here. I think I planted some. This is another one that kind of went a little wild. I planted some stuff fairly in an organized way, but then the dog or whatever got into this bed and kind of messed it up, and so then I replanted, and so now it's kind of a mess. But the main thing that I was concerned about was the tomatoes and the basil, and those seem to be doing well. I wanted some carrots as well. They seem like they're doing okay. And there should be some onions and what else did I put in here? I think some onions and garlic, which like not this, but onion seed. My apple tree still isn't doing great. I haven't figured that out yet, but we'll get there. And oh, here's this one. This is tobacco. I had no idea. Look how big these leaves are. Like, this is amazing to me. So I'm gonna have to start harvesting this. Probably should have been harvesting. I'll probably make the boy do that, since this tobacco is for ceremonial use. And so yeah, I'll probably have him do it rather than me doing it. That's more his responsibility. But yeah, that did really well. Someone gifted some seeds to me, and I wasn't sure how they do, and they're doing great. As is this blackberry. That seems to be doing good in that container. And so did this one that I got from my friend, this thorny one that we got from for defensive purposes. You know, at first it looked like it was not going to make it, but I just fertilized it and watered it and babied it a little bit, and it looks like it's doing a-okay. So that one, that's exciting. And then one other one in the front is doing well. The others, not so much. They seem like they died. But I'm going to leave the sticks as they are and see if maybe they recover. Maybe over winter, maybe next year we might see them. Who knows? I think that's it. I've got some work to do out here. Oh, check out the clock. Isn't that cool? So this is our little patio area. It's a mess right now, because I'm like planting and doing stuff, and I guess cleaning out dead rats. But yeah, we got a wind chime, we got some citronella candles, we got our pool, we got an umbrella and seats, and there's our grill. And that's my bike, what do you call this thing? Bike stand. And the boy needs a little bit of work on his bike, so I'm actually going to do a video on that. And I figured I'd do it out here just because the weather's nice, and why not? So look for that video coming. And I think that's it for now. It's hot. See you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe. Wish me luck on some of these things, because I don't know. I don't know about all of them, especially those guys. Look at these sad guys. I hope they recover.